Welcome to Illustrator. So this is the first assignment, the French fries and the stars. What we're going to do quickly, I just copied the text from the assignment outline right here, and I put it on the side here so I can, preview it very quickly. So the idea of Illustrator and to show all the steps that you're taking is this is your document right here, your artboard, basically your page. So for every step that you're going to do, like when it's asking, for example, duplicate the artboard once done right here, all you have to do is make sure that you have your artboard palette or panel open right here. It's also available under your window artboard, which is already selected right here. And all you have to do is say, you can name it, fries step 1, for example, right? All you have to do is you literally just drag this into your new artboard icon right down here, and it'll create a copy of it, just like that. So I'm going to delete it for now and delete all the content that was on that artboard as well. So this assignment is fairly easy, and you guys tend to refer to the PDF that shows previous examples, which mostly colorized things, etc. But the idea is to group things, to align things, etc., etc. So experiment by cloning a star several times. So you pick one, for example, and then by using the Alt window or Option key, just press and hold your Option or on the Mac or Alt key, and you see your arrow just duplicates it, and you can just drag it over, and then you create a duplication of it. So that's the quick way to do it, right? So you can do that multiple times, for example, and then you can just do this. This is the fun and easy part of it. Another thing is you can change the color, for example. So if you have your color panel open, it's a Pantone actually, so it's a single color. You also have your swatches in there, and you can just switch back and forth to different colors as you wish. So you can apply different colors and strokes as well. So any object can have a fill, as you can see right here, and as well as a stroke. Right now there's no stroke, but if I add a stroke to it, there it is. And then I have in my properties right here, I can increase the size of the stroke. I can decrease its opacity if I want to, of the whole object, etc., etc. It's kind of like Photoshop a little bit. So apply different colors and stroke, etc. Reset it by choosing select same of the, and you can also do this as well. I forgot about that. Yeah, you can also do, for example, if you have an object that is the same color, you can go under your menu select up here, and you can go same. You can go fill color, and it selects all the objects with the same color, right? And here it selects the text, the big block at the bottom, a little red piece right there. Again, select same fill color. You can go by stroke weight, by fill in color, by stroke color, etc., blending mode, etc. So you have a bunch of little options right here for you. So if I go select same fill color, I have all my stars being selected. And for me to see the actual anchors, oops, sorry about that, to see my anchors right here. So this is just my selection, basically field. And to see my anchors, I just press and hold the space bar, which also switches to the hand as well. And then it shows me all my anchors, and my hand just allows me to move things around, right? So the next step is, once you duplicated this object, same as, like select the same color, etc. You can duplicate the artboard once done. So we're going to just duplicate that very quickly. Again, you can just duplicate as many as you want, just for fun. There you go, put another one there, and go back into your artboard, and just going to drag it over, duplicate it, and then now I can call it something else. Step 2, like so. Reuse it. Step back into my step number 2. So working with the duplicated artboard, select 3 stars and arrange them by trying some of the distribute object options in the align panel option or the control panel. duplicate the artboard once done. Such as if you have your, again, your align panel right here. Again, all those panels are within the windows right here. So align is already selected. This is what it is. So you can just grab, you know, let's say 3 of those, and you can align them, for example, vertically, and they all align like this, such as those 3 right there, and I'm just going to align them horizontally. For example, you can also distribute them, meaning the same amount of space between them, right? As an example, select those 3, and then you distribute them horizontally, and there's the same amount of space in between all of the objects. When you align something, you can align them to a key object or to the artboard. So you can also align it to the artboard. And in this case, it's not moving. Anyways, we'll come back to that. So once you're done with this, you know, you can move on to the next one. So, you know, if you want to create a little bit of order in this thing, you just, you know, distribute them. Oops, I lost my selection right here. So again, I have it aligned to the artboard, so that's why it goes to the very top and the bottom right here, right? Align to selection, align to key object. I'll come back to that. As I said, you can just, you know, create a little bit of order so it's not completely messed up. Next step is selecting 3 stars. Oh, first, make a duplicate of the artboard again. You can also right-click on it as well, or go into your hamburger menu, and then you can duplicate artboards, and it makes a copy of it again, and then double-click on it. Call it step 3. So it duplicates the whole content of the artboard, and then you can move on to the next next item. So I'm just going to move my text over so I can see it. So select the 3 stars and click one of them to set it as a key object. So for example, let's say those 3 right there. Go back to your alignment right there and align to, actually you can group them. So for example, first of all, I'm trying to select all 3 objects and I never get them right. There you go. So by clicking again, so when you have 3 objects again, when clicking again on a single object again, this one is highlighted and that becomes your key object. So your key object, when you align something, it will align, for example, on left-hand side, or let's say horizontally, it will align to this specific key object. So if I do this, it selects it and then aligns it to this particular object. If I rotate it, it's going to be, no, not the case. So that's your key object right there. Oh, come on, I'm trying to select this thing. It's so small, I miss it every time. So I'm gonna make it bigger. So again, right here, you have 3 objects. They're aligned to the left. If I select my key object, let's say the center one, which is bigger, and I align it to the right-hand side, it will align, all the objects will align to the key object right here. As an example, and you can just, you know, try a bunch of different things like this. Say, you know, you have those 4 right there, and then align to that guy right there. Click again on it, and then align it to the left, to the vertical alignment right there, and everything is aligned at the top. So I'm making a mess out of this file just for fun. Duplicate the artboard once done. With the star still selected, choose object and group. So I'm not going to duplicate the artboard again, but for example, you can do that. You can grab all of them like this, and you can right click on it and group them, or under edit, or is it, I know the shortcut, that's my problem. It's, there you go, under object, you go group it as well. So there's 2 options to do it. So now that they're grouped, when you select one of them, it selects all 3 of them, right? And you can move them all around at once. With the star selected, you know, choose object group. Once the selection tool, double click on one of the stars to enter the isolation mode, and resize several of the stars by dragging each other's, you know, so this is what happens. So you double click on that, you get into isolation mode. So everything gets dull in the background, basically, except your group that you've highlighted, and you see that little gray bar at the top. This is isolation mode. So at this point, I can select just one object, although they're grouped, but now I can move them around. I can scale it. I can rotate it if I want. I can move that one again, move it over here. I can change its fill to, let's say, that yellow, you know, for example. So this is isolation mode, right? So you can do a lot of things within that. To get out of that, you can just hit the left arrow at the top there a couple times, or just double click on your desktop right here and you step out of that. And then there's your group again. Once I said it, click on one of them, it selects all three of them. So they're still grouped, right? So that's basically it, right? So there's not very many, or sorry, you can also hit the escape key as well. So there's not very many options you can do, but once you have, you know, experimented with that, then you can experiment with colors, with the shapes, you know, each individual of those, you know, Fry's shape is actually a weird kind of shape like this, and you can, you know, colorize things if you want. As you can see, this one has a star inside an object, right? So you can see, you can move the star. So that's a clipping mask. So to change the color of that star, same thing again, you can double click on that and get into isolation mode, and you can select it again. And so it's a white star that has a very low opacity. So you can change it to that, and then change it to your yellow, for example. And then you've changed the star, right? So isolation mode, grouping, key object, etc. And then you're gonna have to, once you're done like this, you can, as I said, you can, you know, play around with your colors. To switch a color, which are Pantone colors, which are custom mixed, basically printing inks. You can switch to CMYK right here, which is cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. And here you can just, you know, influence that. For example, just change your color at will, right? That background color, same thing. You switch it to CMYK, pick a color right here, right there, etc. So, you know, have some fun with that as well, and try some blends, some gradients. You know, again, all of your gradient tools, all your color tools. You know, that's the color guide. You know, all your gradient right here. All of those panel tools are all within your window right here. You just have to, you know, open them up and see what they do, right? So there will be a lot more covered in the next assignments. But basically, this assignment is about that. It's really playing with some shapes. And a quick tip about Illustrator is it's scalable, right? Of course, it's vectors that are completely scalable and customizable. But what you can do as well within the view at the very top there in your menu, if you switch to outline, which is Command Y or Alt Y for a PC, you switch to that view, and that view shows you how it actually is built, right? And you can see all of those objects are, you know, have, you know, lines, anchors. These are called anchors, right? And that's a path right there in between. So this is kind of like, you know, a little bit like a AutoCAD kind of thing, you know, for architecture or engineering. And this is just a quick preview, and this preview allows you to see, you know, elements right there. For example, this little dot right there. It's like this has a fill and a stroke. And if I switch back to my view again, to my preview, it has nothing selected. So it's, you know, it's a way to switch back and then going, you know what, this little thing there, I don't need it. I can clean it up, right? I can delete that dot. This one right here that you see, the dot right there that you see right here, that is the center of your background square right there. This is right there. When you select it, that's what that is. Every object will have a center, unless they're customized. Anyways, so this is a quick introduction to Illustrator and how to duplicate your artboard, how to save them, how to name them. And then once you're done here, you always go, you know, save as, you know, name your file properly. I'm just going to put it on my desktop, you know, assignment 1, Edwin, you know, this is the format, so it's AI, so you know this is a working file, right? And you can go save, click OK, and then again save again as a PDF as well, which is a good okay, sure. It was still thinking. Okay, save as again, and you switch your format to a PDF. And the difference is PDF is a portable document format. That's what it stands for, and it's visible from every computer. It's a quick preview for us to see. And then you can save as a PDF. You have, a little bit of, dialogue here, marks and bleeds, compression, all those things. We're not going to go over that just yet. Save as a PDF. The thing is, okay, so now it opens my file into Acrobat automatically. So I'm going to close it. But the thing is, as soon as you save as a PDF, you're not in your Illustrator file anymore. You are in your PDF. As you can see, your extension right there is .pdf in your tab up here. So you are at this point. If you're still moving something around, if you edit this or rotate that, whatever, or if you're still doing some editing and then you save it again, just hit save. You will save over your PDF that you've just done. So it's literally just as a reminder, this is the last step that you do in Illustrator. You save as a PDF. That way you don't have to reopen your original AI file, and you have your PDF and it's final and good to go.